For the moment many people have been waiting for. Caitlin Clark has dropped her signature logo for her product line. This just happened a few minutes ago, and it was a long time in the waiting. Many fans were wondering where Nike has been with any Caitlin Clark merchandise whatsoever, but developing a signature logo and a signature shoe does take time. So without further ado, here is Caitlin Clark's official Nike signature logo.
Nike sales just exploded after Caitlin Clark's new logo reveal. What was supposed to be just another merch drop turned into a cultural earthquake, one that shook the sports world, Wall Street, and even her rivals. But what's really behind this frenzy?
It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
From Asia Wilson's emotional reaction to billion-dollar projections, this story goes far beyond basketball. It started with a single image. Nike finally revealed Caitlin Clark's official CC logo, two sleek interlocking Cs that instantly became the talk of sports.
So lads, we gotta talk about this hilarious thing from Nike. We gotta talk about it. So Nike released Caitlin's logo and they released a shirt. I think the logo's growing on me. I don't hate it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like the LeBron type logos. I still stand by the Angel Reese logo's better, but it's 100 times better than the Asia Wilson logo.
The reveal wasn't just online hype. Clark gifted her entire Fever team her signature merch, and Nike made sure fans got in on the action too.
It looked like Nike has officially released Caitlin Clark signature merch. And just like we reported yesterday, the logo has dropped. And I'm here to tell you, they dropping some merch too. Now you can pre-order Caitlin Clark signature t-shirts, man. Nike wasted no time in getting the ball rolling for the Caitlin Clark brand.
Every fan who showed up to the arena that night walked away with Caitlin's first logo shirt. In her own words, Caitlin called the logo a dream come true.
Statement says that the two interwoven Cs reflect Caitlin's connection with the fans around the globe, and the smaller hidden C represents how Caitlin's game was built from the inside out. And a quote from Caitlin says, "To me, this is more than a logo, it's a dream come true." But a lot of people do like it. They are like reading heavily into the design. One person says the way it resembles a three-point line in the middle, clean lines, minimalistic, there's a touch of sophistication and a hint of elegance we see resembled in her own personal style. Not too flashy, it's not working too hard.
She said people always talk about leaving their mark on the game, and this was her way of doing that. Fans didn't just cheer, they rushed to buy.
It looks really unique, you know. I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy like all of it, you know, it's like aura.
We love it!
The shirt sold out almost instantly. Pre-orders opened, but most fans couldn't even get one in time. Nike wasn't just selling a product, they were selling a movement. But what made this moment even more dramatic was the reaction. Reports say Asia Wilson was emotional, even in tears, after the announcement. Why? Because Nike had released her shoe earlier this season. It was supposed to be the headline moment for the WNBA. Instead, Caitlin Clark's logo drop completely stole the spotlight.
And Nike finally decides to get into the Caitlin Clark business as they have officially revealed Caitlin Clark's signature CC logo, merchandise coming as soon as October 1st, and there is an Easter egg in the commercial dropped by Nike that could give us an idea when her signature shoes will be released.
The timing wasn't an accident. Nike rolled out Aja's shoe at the start of the season, then saved Clark's logo for the peak of playoff buzz. It created a clash, 2 stars, 2 products, but one clear winner in the eyes of the market. Fans immediately noticed the contrast.
People think it's very clean and sharp, and a lot of people are critiquing it, saying it kind of looks like a Gucci ripoff or like a Coco Chanel ripoff, and that it's lifeless and boring. When really it's hard to tell what a logo is going to be like until it gets placed on the shoe or the product. Like the Asia One logo here is kind of just a weird logo by itself. It seems very like asymmetric, but once you do see it on the Asia 1 shoes, it doesn't look that bad. I saw someone comment how right in the middle right there, it's like kind of like a snake eye, very like Mamba mentality. But regardless about how anybody feels about it, the second these things drop, they are going to fly off the shelves.
Asia Wilson is a proven champion. Caitlin Clark is the rookie rewriting the game. And Nike's strategy made the rivalry even more personal. This wasn't just a logo drop, it was a message. Caitlin Clark is the face of the future. And the numbers? They're staggering. Clark's limited edition Kobe-style sneakers, released in fever colors, sold out in minutes. The $190 shoes instantly hit resale markets for double, some pairs climbing as high as $800.
If you are hoping to get your hands on the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker, you're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana Fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail price.
Nike stock surged after the reveal, jumping 3% in a single day, part of a 17% rally that analysts say was fueled by the Clark effect. Sneaker insiders project her future shoe line, set for 2026, could generate between $100 million and $150 million in revenue. That would make it one of the most successful basketball sneaker launches in years, not just in the WNBA, but across the entire sport. Even Clark's jerseys are breaking records. In 2024, her Indiana Fever jersey became the second best-selling basketball jersey across both the NBA and WNBA, trailing only Steph Curry. Her merchandise sales jumped over 1,000%, an unheard-of number for any rookie. Nike isn't just cashing in. They're repositioning Clark as a luxury athletic brand.
Now, I've been pretty vocal about this. I believe they're turning Caitlin Clark brand into a luxury athletic brand. Hence why the logo looked eerily, this is just my theory, to the Gucci logo. But I will say this, though, it is a unisex logo. You can tell by how the logo is designed. You can tell by how the logo is made. It is definitely a unisex logo. And guys, I'm telling you right now, this is big time for Caitlin Clark and her brand, and for Nike to finally be getting the ball rolling on this thing. It's completely legendary.
Analysts compared the CC logo to Gucci or Chanel, saying it carries international weight. This isn't just a player, it's a global icon in the making. And that's where the story gets even bigger. Nike marketed Clark's CC logo as an international symbol. They want it to sit alongside the Jordan Jumpman and the LeBron crown. The WNBA itself is booming, projected to surpass $1 billion in revenue this year. Much of that growth is credited to Clark, who has become a one-woman ratings machine. Games without her average just 414,000 viewers. Games with her? Over 1 million. She doesn't just boost her team, she boosts the entire league. And now, Nike is putting her logo everywhere. Billboards in Indianapolis, murals outside arenas. Fans in China, Italy, and Germany are already lining up for pre-orders. The Caitlin Clark effect is no longer just an American story. It's a global movement. Of course, not everyone is on board. Some critics called the logo boring, a ripoff of Chanel or Gucci. Others said Nike waited too long, fumbling the bag with Clark. But those voices were drowned out by the numbers. The logo tees sold out in hours. The Kobe PEs vanished in minutes. Nike stock jumped. Investors are already calling this one of the smartest moves the company has made in years. Clark's logo didn't just silence critics, it exposed them. Nike has finally embraced the obvious. Caitlin Clark is their golden goose. Her logo drop was just the start. The full CC merch line arrives October 1st. Her first signature shoe comes in 2026, and if early numbers are any indication, they will break records. Caitlin Clark isn't just moving sneakers. She's rewriting what's possible for women's sports. Nike sales exploded, Asia Wilson reacted, and Caitlin Clark just changed the game forever. But what do you think? Is this logo the beginning of her Jordan-level empire? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're still watching, comment Clark Effect to prove you're part of the movement. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories shaking the sports world.
Yeah, she get a little different, don't it? It get a little bit different when they give you the attention that Caitlin Clark gets on a night in, night out basis. I told y'all, once they start guarding Paige like they guard Caitlin Clark, and she's still not getting guarded like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin getting guarded full court, most flagrant foul player, all of that.
But how did the media's hand-picked star collapse so fast? And what does this mean for Caitlin Clark's throne as the face of the WNBA?
Paige, it's a little different now, ain't it? You see that triple team? Ever since you dropped 44, the Seattle Storm doubled and tripled you. Now, the Golden State Valkyries saw it work for the Storm, so what did they do? They did the same thing. It ain't that easy no more, huh? It's a lot easier when you don't get treated the way Caitlin Clark gets treated.
Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear might change the way you see the Paige Bueckers hype train forever. For months, the narrative has been spoon-fed to fans like it came straight out of a PR playbook.
Is laced thick with WNBA agenda. And what is that, you may ask? Well, it is the escalation, the elevation of one Paige Bueckers. Oh, she's better than Caitlin Clark. I mean, stab me in the eye with a spoon, for Christ's sakes. Wow. So that's a thing right now.
Paige Bueckers was the chosen one, the so-called heir to Caitlin Clark's throne, the flawless package, poised, efficient, and, according to the headlines, already better than Clark herself. The hype peaked when Paige dropped 44 points against the Los Angeles Sparks. She shot over 80% from the field, and the media went wild.
Fourth game we've seen here. Here's Bueckers, steps into a three. She can't miss. Bueckers, catch and shoot three. Are you kidding?
ESPN and other outlets couldn't stop talking about how polished she looked, how her efficiency already put Clark to shame. Analysts screamed that this was proof she was the future of the league.
Look like the WNBA is exposed yet again for cheating for Paige Bueckers. Guys, now we know this has been a storyline in itself. That is the WNBA actually not playing fair when it comes to Paige Bueckers. We know ever since Paige Bueckers has been in the league, she's been dominating. Arguably, more than likely, going to win Rookie of the Year by unanimous decision, which is crazy to me because we all remember last year Caitlin Clark could have won unanimously, but it was just one hater in the group, which we still haven't found out who that person is, but I'm still looking.
But here's the problem with hype. It only survives until reality shows up. And in Seattle, reality came dressed in storm green. When the Dallas Wings faced the Seattle Storm, Paige wasn't greeted with open arms. There were no red carpets or soft defenses. Seattle rolled out the traps, the contests, and the physicality that Caitlin Clark has faced every single night of her career. Coach Noel Quinn even said it before tip-off, "Time to see if this princess can handle the Caitlin Clark treatment." Spoiler alert, she couldn't. Paige finished with just 11 points on 2 for 11 shooting. 0 assists, just 2 rebounds.
Paige shot the ball 7 times. She was minus 17 on the floor. She had 0 assists and 11 points. 0 assists. 0 assists. I don't like. That's mental. That's mental for a player that they were trying to say was better than Caitlin Clark.
It was less a stat line and more a sympathy card. From start to finish, she looked overwhelmed, confused, and lost. And here's the fascinating part. While Paige was wilting under a single night of real defensive pressure, Caitlin Clark has been living in that storm for over a year. Clark's reality is nightly double teams, flagrant fouls, and a target on her back. In fact, 17% of all flagrant fouls in the 2024 season were committed against Clark alone.
See, this is why I can't take the league seriously, the WNBA. It's a joke. It's not real. It's not a real sports league. WNBA never gives the full context. They don't want to. They're trying to diminish Caitlin Clark. So look at this. It says Paige Beckers joins Caitlin Clark as the second rookie in WNBA history to record 500 points, 150 assists, 100 plus rebounds, and 50 plus steals in a season. Great. That's great. They did all that. Wonderful. However, I really want to look up how the WNBA played against Caitlin Clark in terms of the defensive strategy, in terms of the other basketball teams around the WNBA, what they did against Caitlin Clark versus how they've handled Paige this year. Everybody wants to act like Paige is so much better than Caitlin. They're certainly not playing defense on Paige the way they played on Caitlin. They're certainly not attacking her with unnecessary fouls the way they attacked Caitlin with unnecessary fouls last year. So in the 2024 season, there were 35 flagrant fouls called. Caitlin Clark received 17% of the entire season's flagrant fouls, 17%. I mean, we've seen all the injuries, we've seen all the fights, the MMA fights that the WNBA players have gotten into this year. There haven't been 35 flagrant fouls called. And I understand the season is not over, but still.
That's not just basketball, that's open season targeting. Paige got one taste of that treatment and her entire game collapsed. The contrast couldn't be more glaring.
Yeah. You see, it's a little bit different, huh? It's a little bit different out here when you get Caitlin Clark treatment. It ain't so easy peasy getting to play one-on-one, getting to just do your thing how you want to do it, when you want to do it. Paige Beckers got the Caitlin Clark treatment for one game, and it got ugly. Paige Beckers just got exposed under the Caitlin Clark treatment. Now listen, I don't want to come off as anti-Paige. I think Paige is nice. We all know I think she the best two guard in the league. Okay, I would take Paige over Kelsey. I would take only two guard I probably wouldn't take Paige over is Sabrina, if you're counting Sabrina as a shooting guard. If Sabrina is counted as a point guard, I'm taking Paige over any two guard in the league.
Caitlin Clark thrives under punishment. She drains contested threes from 28 feet. She drives through contact. She delivers highlight reels while defenses are literally designed to stop her. And through it all, she elevates her team and her league. Paige, on the other hand, folded. She passed out of doubles, lost her rhythm, and disappeared from the game entirely. The media's favorite stat, her higher shooting percentage compared to Clark, suddenly looked like a complete mirage. Because numbers mean nothing without context.
We know Paige Beckers played the Seattle Storm last night, and I'm telling you right now, that was the first time ever in her whole WNBA career we've seen them apply major pressure to Paige, and it was so bad everybody's talking about it.
Clark's 41% shooting came while being hacked, blitzed, and targeted like no other rookie in history. Paige's efficient 47% came against soft defenses and open mid-range jumpers. And when that luxury vanished, so did her numbers. Seattle didn't just beat her, they built a blueprint for the rest of the league. Blitz Paige, trap her, body her, test her physicality. And just like that, the myth crumbles. And that's exactly what fans saw.
Paige Beckers finally got a little sprinkle, just a little sprinkle of what it tastes like, and she couldn't handle it. It was too spicy. She couldn't handle it. Paige Beckers versus the Seattle Storm was 2 of 7, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, 11 points. She was a minus 17. And you know she get the Asia Wilson whistle. She was 6 of 7 from the line. Without them free throws, Paige Beckers definitely would only had about 4 or 5 points. And this is how Caitlin Clark gets guarded. You know what Paige Beckers did every time the blitz came her way? Give up the ball and never look to get it back again. She just gave up.
The next Caitlin Clark didn't look like Clark at all. She looked like another overhyped rookie, gifted a velvet runway by the media, only to trip over it the second someone pulled it away. This wasn't just a bad game. This was an exposure, the kind of night that can redefine a narrative. Because the truth is simple. Paige Beckers is not Caitlin Clark. She never was. Caitlin Clark has carried an entire league on her shoulders. She took the Indiana Fever from basement dwellers to playoff contenders in 1 year. She smashed attendance records, boosted TV ratings, and turned the WNBA into a cultural phenomenon. Paige? She couldn't even keep the Dallas Wings relevant. Despite being drafted #1 overall, her team finished at the bottom of the standings, nowhere near playoff contention.
But let's take a look at something before we jump into this. This is the 2024 WNBA season. The Indiana Fever had a 20-20 record. That was good enough to make the WNBA playoffs. Paige Beckers, her Dallas Wings team is 9-27. Well, Rhodes, what is this circle out here? What does that indicate? Let's scroll down. I'm so glad you asked. Eliminated from playoff contention.
The media may have tried to paint Paige as Clark's equal, or even her replacement, but the exposure against Seattle ripped that illusion to pieces. Fans noticed. Social media erupted. The Paige hype machine suddenly looked like a cruel joke, and it wasn't just about numbers. It was about DNA. Clark thrives in chaos. Paige shrinks under it. That's why this moment matters, because it wasn't just Seattle exposing Paige. It was the WNBA as a whole, realizing you can't manufacture greatness. Caitlin Clark is once in a generation. She's Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, LeBron James. You don't replace that by force-feeding fans a narrative. You either have it or you don't. And Paige? She doesn't. So what do you think? Did the Seattle Storm officially end the Paige Beckers hype? Was this proof that she was never built for Caitlin Clark's shadow? Or do you believe Paige can bounce back and prove everyone wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what side you're on. And if you're still watching, comment CC 100% to let us know you're part of the CC 100% crew. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest stories in women's basketball. Because this isn't just about Paige Beckers getting exposed. This is about Caitlin Clark proving once again that she stands alone.